Good evening, Speed Gaming, and welcome to another match of the Super Metroid Any% tournament as part of Speed Gaming Live 2021. We've got a really exciting one here, Professor School versus Omnigazer. I'm Glove, and I'm joined today by Hockey Towner. How you doing, Hockey?
Well, Glove, I said in the race time chat, I've really been looking forward to this one. I think this has all the potentials, all the trappings to be a really sensational race.
Yeah, I don't think that you could come up with a better matchup, honestly. For the past month or so, Prof and Omni have just been PBing back and forth. They're both really hungry for that 45, and they're trying to race each other to get it. So I'm really excited for what we're about to see.
Absolutely, it's been nip and tuck. You saw these runners kind of on a collision course with each other,
Hmm.
and yeah, couldn't ask for more in this Speed Gaming Live 2021 Any% tournament.
Yeah,
But we have
absolutely.
dropped the gate, so runners should
Mhm.
be getting started any time now.
Yep. Also, so for those who may not be as aware of these runners, first go follow both of them. Go follow Professor School and go follow OmniGazer. They do a lot of cool content. But also, they will both be running KPDR today. So that should be really neat to see.
You're absolutely right, Glove. I always so do love KPDR. I love the movement. I love the item set.
Hmm.
And but like everything else, we got to start on Series Station. You see both of those runners getting those arm pumps in, trying to save those frames.
Yeah. Both of these runners are capable of very good series times. I don't know that either of them has gotten the 46 series, but both certainly more than capable of 45s.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you're just joining us here on Speed Gaming 6, and if you're new to Super Metroid Speedrun, you did see our runners damage themselves down. That allows them to skip through this canned Ridley fight. Otherwise, it would take 100 shots. And I think true completion might be the only category that requires you to hit Ridley 100 times.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's like one hit KO as well, but yeah. Definitely not any common categories. And, as I said before, both of these players are capable of really good Ceres. Uh, but Ceres is an evil, hellish purgatory that punishes you for resetting.
Oh, right, you are, Glove.
So we end up with two 42s today. Not a huge deal. Especially in this case specifically, neither runner is ahead coming out of Ceres. Um, both of these runners, even with that Ceres, are still capable of getting a sub 5 bombs time out of this. It'll definitely be harder though.
Oh, for sure. I feel like it's practically at a dead heat leaving
Yeah.
Ceres. I mean, you see those ships touch down almost simultaneously. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, hopefully they can keep the sync rolling. I'm unfamiliar if both runners do or do not use Moonfall, but we're about to find out any second now.
I'm pretty sure they both do. Yeah, there we
They
go.
beautiful parlor Moonfall straight into reverse climb. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh,
Oh,
Omnigazer.
Omni was going for a harder way to do that climb moonfall, and unfortunately gets punished for it.
Just a little bit there. Professor School was unfortunately unable to execute Pitless. That's giving
Hmm.
Omni a chance to close that gap after the a little falling mishap. But down into Retro Brinstar we go, Glove, and picking up that morph ball and those missiles.
Yeah.
Get this road on the show on the road, however you want to say it.
All right, that was a 307 morph from Prof 310 or so for Omni. Especially given the Ceres times, pretty nice early game. A couple mishaps will just about always happen. You can't ask for a perfect early game, or you'll just end up in that loop of resetting.
No doubt about it. I love both of those construction zones from both
Hmm.
of our runners, but Omni did not soft land. Took a little ball bounce there, but still definitely nipping at the heels of Professor School here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that construction zone up. Like, as much as I love down backing, construction zone up I think is even cooler, because, you know, if your ledge grabs are on point, that room just looks so snappy. It looks so fresh. Uh,
Completely agree. I love snappy movement, and this game certainly delivers that,
mm,
especially with runners of this caliber. I mean, we're talking mid 40s times in this absolutely savagely hard route and speed run. I mean, it's sensational. It's wonderful.
yep. And we do see wall jump climbs from both of these runners. It is the more common setup to see. Ooh, Omni goes for the tougher strat there at the end, and unfortunately struggles a little bit.
It's all it takes in any percent is just a little bit of a miscue to you
Mm,
can't recapitalize on gaining, or you end up in a deeper hole. But it's still so early, like you said, we're both runners going to have a sub 5 bombs time, but we
yeah.
got a lot more run left ahead of us. But going in against Bomb Torizo now.
Yeah, the bomb's touch may be the coveted split that you get really excited as you lower, but Bomb Torizo can take away all of that time save.
No question about it. Love that strat from Professor School, just jumping at the opportune moment and getting a shot onto
Hmm.
BT there. I think Omni did the same thing. Omni actually with a faster fight got good drops. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah. Prof had accidental fire missile there, and an interception on webcam there.
Oh, that's just that's great. Oh my
uh,
gosh.
but yeah, I mean that, you know, with Omni having pulled ahead just a little bit, I think that shows how much time a faster BT can save.
Right you are, Glove, right you are. But both runners are into Terminator, picking up that free E-Tank on their way to Green Brinstar.
Yeah, did
Well,
Omni get a drop here? No, he didn't. Oh, small
oh,
health. He wasn't at full health. Uh, Makes it out okay though, just a little bit of time loss.
yeah,
And
this
because it is KPDR, this sort of beginning section isn't quite required to be quite as tight, and we can do stuff like damaging through those pirates that you wouldn't be able to see in a Fantoon first route.
oh, absolutely, those runners have to preserve their health to go face that boss of the wrecked ship. But now, Glove, we're getting ready to touch off the first major sequence break of this any percent
Mm.
KPDR route. Tell us about this early supers.
Yeah, so yeah, our runners are going to be employing a trick called a mock ball. You'll see this just about everywhere. It's maybe the best way, oftentimes, to preserve your movement going forward, and it does allow us to get under these closing gates. We saw Omnigazer also take a nice D boost at the top, save just a little bit of time. Uh, you know, uh, for me, like as much as start to bombs is really cool, my favorite part of the early game is actually for new route bombs to power bombs, or for old route bombs to Varia. I think a lot of these rooms are really cool, and I really love green and pink Brinstar.
For sure, for sure. It's definitely, I would say, an underrated section of the speed run. It is pretty early in the run, so I do see how people will sleep on it. But
Mm.
all you viewers out there here on SG6, don't sleep on these runners, because this race so far is delivering on exactly what we anticipated. We got only a few seconds between them as they get their charge beams.
Yeah, and DeCalled in chat also pointing out this section does have the best music in the whole game.
I have to agree. I absolutely have to agree. I love Green Brinstar.
Yep. Entering Green Hill Zone now. We'll see if either of the players wants to go for the pretty difficult bug boost. Looks like Omni's going for it. Oh, just lands on the platform. Same with Prof. Both of them failed it, but actually in slightly different ways, where Omni was too low and Prof was too high. So just combine these two and you have the perfect runner.
Exactly. You get the Goldilocks height level for that bug boost, among many other things. But now, my personal favorite track is, of course, Red Brinstar. Although I do like Green Brinstar. But yeah, Omni really sticking with it. Professor School also with a nice D boost there, entering the kind of pre-spacer, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the name of that room. Pre-spacer, we'll go with that, is actually a pretty difficult room to execute. Uh, there are a couple different ways to kill that cack, and none of them feel completely natural.
No doubt
Omni,
about it.
yeah, actually has to do a little bit of farming there.
Well, this is going to give school a chance to step it up and catch up even more. My
Ooh,
goodness.
I don't know about using that missile, and I think Omni's realizing.
Oh dear. So yeah, Professor School is taking the lead here, heading into mini crate. What a
Um,
shocking turn of events here early.
yeah, I don't know. Does Omni wait for drops here, or does he farm the Zebos? I guess, yeah, he'll just farm the Zebos. Honestly, these Zebos like to give you whatever you don't need.
Yeah, it seems to be. That's a lot of health drops. No missiles.
Looks like Omni's just gonna go for the 4 super crate quick kill. It's a very good backup to know for, I guess, precisely this situation. And Professor has built himself a pretty nice little lead here.
Absolutely. It all came down to Party Zone. I couldn't
Hmm.
quite farm those key hunters, but Professor School with a beautiful missile crate quick.
Oh,
Oh, Omni a little too early on that super. Had the charge being perfect. Gonna have to
uh,
take Kraid to the dance.
I'll tell you what though. Mercifully, Omni did not co-jacked a bunch of supers. So, because this fight, if you get crate stand up, it can actually get pretty rough if you run out of supers.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, this is if especially
Oh,
Professor
that
School.
looked good.
Oh, what a
Nice.
that was excellent from Professor School, and he is picking up the Kraid tank here.
Hmm.
So I wonder if you're Omni, do you gamble? Do you roll the dice and do you skip it? I don't know if he has the restream up or not.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't. I think like it's so early in the race. There's no reason to believe that Professor School won't lose 30 seconds to Fantoon or Attic or Botswoon Dragon. There's a million places. So for me, I think especially Omnigazer, who is a very experienced runner but new to racing overall, I think he's probably better off just trying to stick to his normal game plan. The more you deviate, the more you are allocating brain power to thinking about what you're doing. Uh, as opposed to thinking about, okay, here's how I need to do this room or whatever. So I tend to think being stable is better in situations like these. Because, like, Professor School, it's not even that huge of a lead right now.
Yeah, it's only a couple of rooms as Omnigazer heads down into Business Center, first trip down to Norfair. Excellent observation and analysis as always, Glove. You have to go with what's most
Hmm.
consistent, and certainly doing that. Stick with what you know so you can just kind of keep your brain on autopilot.
Yeah. It also, it's looking like Prof is a one who grabs the moat missiles, whereas Omni, based on opening that door, is likely going to be grabbing these high jump missiles. I tend to prefer the high jump missiles personally, but it is close enough timing wise that it's mostly runner's preference.
For sure, for sure. Very, very tight difference in time picking up those two different missile packs. But you love the variety. That's what's so
Hmm.
beautiful about Super Metroid speedrunning is the variety that you see from our runners.
Yeah, and speaking there of variety, we saw Prof there go for a lower rising tide strat. There are a couple different ways to go through that room. And the mock ball that you can get down there is, oh, this could be bad. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that was tough.
especially because Prof needs that super drop. And it's probably going to be gone by the time. Yeah, now it's definitely gone. So Prof is in a world of hurt. He needs a super from one of these waivers. And the waivers don't want to give it to him. He just
Oh
needs to
my
reset the
goodness.
room. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
See, this is what I'm talking about,
This
though.
is yeah.
Why, if I'm like Omni doesn't need to be playing from behind. He's already gotten the lead back. There are so many things that can happen in any percent.
God, this is really delivering on what we thought it would be, Glove. This has been
Yeah.
really exciting. We're not even to speed boost yet, although Omni is just seconds away from picking it up. And it looks
Hmm.
like Professor School's made it in there as well. Oh my goodness. I hope it continues like this. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, any percent is the category that nearly every single runner who's ever picked up Super Metroid pretty much has run, has grinded, has put their time into, often more than any other category. So we're going to see people who know strats for every room, who are going to be pushing this category to their absolute limits. And sometimes that means, needing to know how to recover because you're going for much riskier strats here.
No doubt
Um,
about it. High risk, but often high reward.
absolutely.
So Omnigazer into double chamber now, picking up those wave missiles. And yeah, School is just right there, heading through single into double chamber, I should say.
Oh no!
Oh, he's going to take a big run up here. Excellent recovery from Professor School. Those
Yeah.
platforms are so tricky; you can go right through them.
Yeah, that's oftentimes when that happens, it's because somebody like attempted to quote unquote ledge grab one of those platforms. But yeah, turning around is gives you even more frames to accidentally KO through those platforms.
He made a really
Uh
nice recovery
yeah.
of it, but Omni's
Hmm.
Omni's already back to Bubble Mountain here. Gonna be heading to that Frog Speedway. And yeah, this is if you're just tuning in, if you're just tuning in here on SG6, viewers, we're turning on the afterburners here. This
Hmm.
race is really starting to heat up. We're not even 16 minutes into it, Glove, and we've already had like 3 or 4 lead changes.
Absolutely. Uh, yeah, Professor School's super count is not phenomenal here. Omnigazer's is sitting pretty on 4 supers. Prof only has 2. We'll see how much that actually ends up coming into effect. It it shouldn't be a huge deal, but Prof might decide to like farm here, business center up. Yeah,
You got
gets 1
one.
super for it.
Yeah,
And
one's
now
better
you're
than
feeling a
none.
lot better with 3. This is an Alpha Spark attempt here from Omni.
Let's do
Nice.
it. That was very tight too. That door was just fully opened when he executed that spark. That was
All right, and
excellent.
now my favorite room of the whole run, Red Tower up. This is a room, and Omni is showing it right now, where your ledge grabs need to be snappy. And when they are, it looks great. But if you ledge grab just a little bit too soon, you're falling back down.
No
Ledge
doubt.
grab a little bit too late, and suddenly those snappy ledge grabs are looking a little bit more like celery that's sat out for a few days.
Just wilted and not quite doesn't quite have the usual snap. We saw
Yeah.
Professor School go for Alpha Spark, but he had a brilliant Frog Speedway into the save room when he was still in
Hmm.
Norfair. And Omni had a little bit of trouble on that second D boost through the Hellway, and now he's getting chewed up by the Samus Muncher right outside Alpha PBs, or right in front of, I should say.
Yeah.
So Professor School
Nice.
definitely,
Yeah. Nice
yeah,
super there in Hellway for Prof.
yeah, it was very fortuitous and also really nice D boost. If he can stick this D boost off these Booyons, he's going to get even more time back.
Yeah. I loved that wall jump into a ledge grab there from Omnigazer at the top of Caterpillar Room. Caterpillar Room's a really complicated room. A lot of people they'll practice that red tower. They'll make sure they've got their Hellway boost fine, their Alpha Peeps fine. But Caterpillar up, that's a really intense room. It's so many inputs in such a short space.
No, for sure. There's no doubt about that. Omnigazer setting up for this spark across the moat.
Nice.
Got it high enough, so he skipped over the moat missiles, as you said, Glove. But Professor School just heading up there. He's back to the surface of the planet Zebes here at Criteria. But
Yeah.
looks like Omni will be the first to get to the Ghost with the most reset any percent runs.
Looks like this is an Ocean Fly setup for Prof. Didn't fire. Okay. It's possible he bailed on it, felt he didn't have enough time left on the spark.
Definitely possible. I like the run up here going
Mm-hmm.
into West Ocean here, because I know that short charge can be a little tricky. So that's excellent execution from Prof. But Omni going with this speedball entry
Nice.
into Fantoon. Beautiful movement.
Yep, and Omni does have a power bomb here for Fantoon. So he can go for X Factor if he so chooses, and I'm pretty sure both of these runners do Fantoon X Factor. Uh-oh.
I saw a little pause there from Omni. I wonder if he thought. I'm not sure what he thought, but
I think right now he's thinking, thank God that pause was early enough, it didn't change Fantoon RNG. Because if he had paused just a little bit later, it actually would have mirrored all of the patterns, which can be very confusing to deal
oh
with.
my gosh. Well, that's a solid 2-round from Omni on Fantoon. That ghost is busted. We'll see what Professor School has. I believe he got a really good first round as well.
Yeah, as a first round fast. And then a slow here. Can't do the on-screen Doppler for it, unfortunately. So that is a bit of time for Omni. But yeah, shoutouts to two rounds from both of our runners.
Yeah,
Really
that
nicely
was
done.
well executed for sure.
Yeah, and now Prof is actually the one whose resources are looking a little bit nicer. How much your super count matters really depends on what attic strat you're going for here. There are so many ways to get through attics, some significantly more difficult than others. And omnigazer is setting up for a power bombless strat here.
Oh,
Oh,
that was brilliant.
perfect.
That was brilliant glove.
That was textbook. My goodness. Yeah, and Prof setting up for a much more consistent strat here. Either a spark or a blue keep. Yeah, just an attic spark. This is
Oh
one of
my
those strats that,
goodness.
yeah, that's one of those strats you can really only do if you 4 tank. If you 3 tank, it's pretty dangerous to do that spark.
The Professor School basically saying, you know what, Omnigazer, anything you can do, I can do just as good, maybe even a little better. I mean, that was fantastic attics from both runners.
Yeah, Omnigazer got the bowling spark too.
God, is there anything
I
these
don't
runners
think
can't
Prop's
do?
going for it, so
Oh, I hope
yeah,
he give it the old heave ho, get across there and two damages. There we go.
nice.
Well done. I love the bowling cutscene glove. It gives our runners a chance to shake it off, shake the nerves out if they have any, and
Hmm.
refocus on what needs to be done because it's kind of the halfway point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and we are going into sort of where the run gets real, so to speak. Every room so far has had extremely challenging strats, but Meridia is where it really just gets kicked up a notch. You've got Botswoon, which isn't so bad, but if things go off script, it's not ideal. Dragon, which is easily, I think, the hardest fight for newer and mid-level runners to learn to get better. Like Ridley, there's always room to optimize, whereas you can have an optimal Dragon, but getting to that optimal Dragon is it's an uphill battle.
Absolutely right, Glove. I think I was talking to Eddie about it the other night. Like Meridia is the one section of the game where like when things go sideways, they go real sideways and they go
Hmm.
fast. Like
Absolutely.
it is amazing how fast your time can slow in Meridia.
Yeah, I wonder if Prof is going to farm the frog in Red Tower, only having 2 power bombs. because he does need a third power bomb. You need one to break the tube, one for Aqueduct, and then a third to X Factor Bot's Wound.
That's right. Ammo management. Yep,
Yeah, we do
very
see.
good.
Yeah, we do see him farming that frog.
Very heads up
That's
play.
yeah, much safer than relying on the crabs.
I'm really impressed with ProfessorSchool has just been sticking with it. He's back to
Mhm.
back to pre-spacer as we called it, heading to that tube. But Omnigazer is not really giving him an inch here. Very, very
Oh,
minor
really
mistakes from
nice.
Omni.
Really nice fish tank there from Omni. Didn't get the frame to jump through. Was just a little bit late, but does the little wiggle and saves it anyway. I find that wiggle to be extremely difficult personally.
I'm sure.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Prof's health is still fine here, even after taking that fish hit. But this is really a section of the run. Oh, interesting. That was a neat crab farm there from Prof. I had never thought to do that.
You love to see it. You love to see runners being
Hmm.
creative. But
Yeah, and
speaking
then
of creative,
yeah,
shout outs to Decalled here.
4, 6.
Oh,
Nice
wow.
one round with the sucky pattern too.
And not the best Botun pattern, but definitely executed there with that decalled. Oh, decalled X
Omni needs to
Factor.
farm though.
Professor School got a
He
little hung up there.
Yeah, well, Omni doesn't need to farm. But if he doesn't farm, he's opening the Ghidorah with 3 missiles. And also
And that
won't have any supers to use on Dragon.
could
He's
be
just going for it
could be
though.
costly. Yeah, he's going. He's going full throttle, setting up for Haffy here.
Oh no.
Oh, had to fire it off. Broke out a spin and fell. But
Yeah, great reaction time though to
yeah,
pop that spark. Because I've been in that same situation, and I basically never actually get that spark off.
you just have to tumble all the way back down and throw a couple wall jumps in there to get back to the top. So I mean, watch this. School.
Oh my goodness. So each of those mock droids has like a 45, I think, percent chance to drop a super, and both of those mock droids dropped one.
My goodness, but Professor School with a perfect full halfie across the
Awesome.
Coliseum. We got
Yeah.
simultaneous dragon fights here.
Mm-hmm. So, oh, that's fine. Prof, he gets 4 tanks. That's part of the reason why you would want it. And he doesn't have any supers, so 2 with blue is pretty dang difficult without supers.
My goodness.
However, 3 sparks still eminently possible. That nice for Omni.
I don't know if the shooting off that blue was intentional, but going with the damage boost to get the drops. School just a little bit too low on that spark. Just has to hit Dragon one more time.
Yeah, I would not spark here.
His health is definitely pretty low. Gonna have to go with ammo.
Ooh, yeah. And alright, and Dragon does go down. Prof should have enough health to spark across. Bad frame though.
Oh, that's rough. Looked like Omni got the Wample jump though to go back across the Coliseum. I do love the Wample jump.
Yeah, it's great. And it's only like 5.5 seconds slower than reverse full halfy. Alright, here's one of the most underrated rooms in Meridia, Cack Alley. Really cool to see. And Omnigazer executes it perfectly.
Yeah, that was lovely. The Professor School, you could see he's playing like a man possessed. He's really doing his absolute best here. I really want to see him catch up to Omni because right now I feel like Omni's starting to pull away a bit.
Yeah. Prof, Plasma to LN is one of those segments that a lot of runners often ignore. There's quite a bit to be done there. And then, of course, LN. Every room in LN has a high execution strat that can save you seconds upon seconds. So we could certainly see any number of things happen there.
For sure, for sure. But omnigazer picking up that plasma beam, he will defeat the pink plasma guarding pirates to escape this room. Hard room. I feel like it's an under appreciated room is plasma.
Yeah, absolutely.
Certainly not from these runners. You saw Omni make really quick work of it, and now a little high five in the pancake room.
Yeah, so omnigazer definite lead at this point, but of course not insurmountable.
There's a lot that can change.
Absolutely. One of the nice things with KPDR, as opposed to say New Route, is because KPDR is playing the game mostly as quote dev intended. We do generally see a difficulty curve that trends upwards through the whole run. So it only gets more intense as time goes on.
No doubt about it. And like you alluded to, Glove, once the runners get to lower Norfair, like you said, that not only does every room have like a very optimized, kind of movement through it, but like the backups in lower Norfair rooms are so challenging to execute.
Mm-hmm.
And also there's a potential for huge time loss, whether it's worst room in the game or amphitheater. Even something like Wasteland, could be very costly.
Absolutely.
I'm racking my brain here, Glove. I don't remember if Omni goes south route or north route here to get to lower Norfair. I think south.
I think you might be right on that. Southern route is a more difficult route, but it does save a whole second, which is why it's cooler.
gotta have that second,
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have it and gotta go for it.
All right, shout outs to Southern route.
Yeah, selecting those power bombs, that's a dead giveaway. I do like south route too. It looks like he's setting up for a moonfall here in the crumble block room.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't quite get it, but went for it, and that's the important part.
Yeah, it's not a huge time save to get that moonfall, so if you take too long setting it up, you lose time even if you get it. But it does look really neat. And it's one of those few instances where you actually use like the fact that Samus like stops when you turn around during the moonfall to your advantage.
That's so interesting. I love it. Love the discoveries that have been made in this game in the last, I'd say, 5 or 6 years to just push it even farther. Really nice chronic boost from Omni to enter the lava room here.
And I think Prof there might have been going for Northern route and didn't quite get the mock ball, so had to go for Southern.
Took a little stumble there right outside of the entrance to Crockemeyer. Didn't quite get that space boost. I know Omni got it, but still, ProfessorSchool's holding his own. He's taking Omnigazer's best punches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Prof unfortunately doesn't get that chronic boost. Nice, Richie.
Oh, that was so good. Very nice, Omni. What a good worst room in the game. But gets a little stuck.
Shoutouts to Golden Pirates, or just Pirates in general, for having some of the stupidest hitboxes in the whole game.
It's like 3 pirates wide worth of hitbox.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's like if you've ever watched like a low percent ice run, where somebody will like freeze the pirate and they're standing like 5 inches on top of it.
For sure. Another brilliant fast pillars from ProfessorSchool here, and going for the same strat here in worst room of the game.
Really
nice.
nice.
Goodness gracious. Watch this.
Oh,
Oh,
and clean ledge grabs too there.
clean. Clean ledge grabs and just that midair morph arcing above that last pirate. That pirate was not frozen, so School was able to do it no problem.
Uh, all right, and Omni neither goes for that second K go through Kazan, nor does he fix the door. Shame. uh, great Ninja Pirates though. I
Yeah,
love that strat.
I do too. That's gotta be the most
Ooh,
optimized way to do it.
almost got Flower House there, just bonks.
I feel like Flower House is becoming increasingly rare, but I'm glad that our runners go for it. All right, Omni, the first to get to Ridley, opening with that shot from the top. I think might have called that death from above or something like that. I don't know,
All
some
right,
silly name.
shout outs to Prof for the double K go.
Oh,
And
right
jumps to
on.
fix the door. You don't need to do that, but he did it anyway. Oh, doesn't get the double
Oh,
hit. Yeah, those pirates were in a weird position.
that's
Thankfully,
tough.
like oftentimes when that Ninja Pirate strat goes bad, it's not too bad. There are a couple instances where if it goes wrong, it's disastrous, and thankfully that did not happen. And Ridley is down for Omni, just as Prof is entering the fight. So Prof is roughly one Ridley behind at this point.
It's
Which,
standard unit, right?
yeah, yeah. More than a baby skip, not so much as to count Prof out of it just yet, though.
It ain't over till it's over. There's a lot that can transpire between exiting Lower Norfair and the end of the game.
Should be 8 more shots now.
Ridley definitely not
Ooh,
playing nice for Professor School here.
I think, yeah, you can definitely see the tilt in Prof's gameplay, unfortunately. Letting go of a lot of those shots too soon. I'm sure Prof begging Ridley to just die already. And he does go down. Ooh, Omni just narrowly misses that speedball.
I do love the Wasteland Speedball. Hope Professor School can get it. But Omni went for it and, like you said, just narrowly missed it. But Professor School can put Ridley behind him. He's on Lower Norfair escape. Needs to catch up to Omni quite a bit. But like you said, don't count him out. Don't count him out, Chad.
Yeah, and Omni has been taking a lot of unnecessary damage here in LN Escape. Even in KPDR, LN Escape can be really rough.
No, for sure. The rooms are very challenging, and you can still tank a ton of damage off of those Three Musketeers.
Yeah, and speaking of, Prof's health is not looking phenomenal. He can only take one hit here in the whole escape. And that's the hit.
Oh, wow.
No!
Oh, no. Oh, GG's to Professor School. Oh my,
You
you see
hate
him,
to see it.
you hate to see it, walking off camera there. My goodness, absolutely threw everything he had into it. Tremendous competitor. We'll
Hmm.
definitely see him around. We'll see him in action in other tournaments, but my goodness, that is heartbreaking.
Yeah, really unfortunate. And since this is the losers bracket, that means that Professor School is out of the tournament at this point in losers round 3, and Omnigazer will be continuing onward. Looks like first sign in has to face Freya's Spirit, and the winner of that match plays Static Shock, and the winner of that match will play Omnigazer.
There's definitely some matches in the making. The action is heating up here. Shout outs to Professor School for teaching me this term, the backdoor bracket, as it were.
Yeah.
That is a way to get to the grand finals.
Hmm.
It's not the only way to win the winners bracket. So, but yeah, it's huge shout outs. I think Professor School is an amazing competitor, an amazing Super Metroid player. I know that stings, but he gave it his all, and he stuck with one of the I would say one of the rising stars in KPDR, SM, any percent.
Absolutely. I mean, both of these runners really. We see two runners in this match, I think, who are relatively new to the game, all things considered.
Yeah, I
I
think so
think
too.
they both might have started in 2020.
I think that was
Uh,
yeah, I think you're right. I think it was probably around the time of the multi-cat tournament. Maybe a bit before that.
but but yeah, I know both of these runners. I think we've seen a lot of people who joined the game in 2020 just due to real life circumstances giving more time, as well as everybody pushing this game. A lot of people who joined in 2020 have really been able to push themselves and get some incredible times, and these two are prime examples of that.
I'm in complete lockstep glove, complete agreement. It's one of the best things to come out of that bizarre and unfortunate year in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
But to find something positive to pour yourself into and to join what is, in my opinion, one of the better speedrun communities out of all the games. I mean, it's just a beautiful community.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the reason that I have basically dedicated my life to this game at this point. Is obviously the game itself is incredible, but the community is even better. And I love
Absolutely.
it with tournaments like this, seeing everybody pushing these categories, everybody really having a great sort of encouraging mood. Everybody wants to see everyone else succeed.
For sure, for sure. And now I have to admit here, excuse me, I have to admit, Glove, that like I was so excited about the cash prize pools entering the tournaments, but I was also a little bit wary of it. I'm like, is this gonna like make a little people become a little too competitive? But no, why did I think that, Glove? Why would I ever consider that anyone in the Super Metroid speedrunner would take it speedrunning community, I should say, would take it too seriously? And they haven't. The community has it's
Mhm.
been relatively unchanged, bring the same camaraderie, the same kind of spirit of the game, spirit of the race, and it's just been great to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like Eddie RTO said. It's like he was just like, yeah, I just wanted to have an any percent tournament, and then people really showed up.
Yeah, I think he said the other night he was expecting 16, and I think he had almost four times, or I should say three times that.
Yeah,
That's incredible turnout.
really awesome to see. Yeah.
You saw Omni take that safety save there at the
Hmm.
start of the Metroid rooms. Now, oh, got double attached here. Oh, can't quite shake him off. Okay, good recovery there in Metroid Room 2, but continues to slog through Torian.
Yeah, no reason for him to end up with any less than 2010 here. Yep, there we go. Perfect resources just about.
Oh, yes, no doubt about it. And setting up for that baby skip. Notoriously challenging trick.
Hmm. Yeah, I know omnigazer. Yep, loves to show off.
Oh my
Perfect.
goodness, what execution after over 40 minutes of racing. My goodness, Glove, that was
Where else
sensational.
will you see a four jump baby skip in a race? Oh my goodness.
Wow,
I
just
guess
really
he
something.
figured. I believe Omnigazer has actually been going exclusively for the four jump baby skip, which is stupid. That's absurd. That baby skip is insane.
It's just so fluid. He makes it look so easy, but we all know there's nothing easy about it. Got the standard ice beam Zeb skip, and now Mother Brain 1 glove. Got to break that
Mm.
tank.
All right, and on to MB2, sort of the last obstacle of this fight, or of this run rather.
It's going to take 20 charge shots, chat, with this beam combination. And after 3/4 of them, we're going to see that catch-up phase.
Yeah. Looks like at this point,
Oh, that was an outstanding Mother Brain 2 pattern. Very
yeah,
little in ways of danger. That was a very good fight.
yeah, absolutely. And I think at this point, omnigazer is like roughly plus a minute or so. So not bad at all for a race setting, especially one where he's taking a save.
For sure. I think, yeah, two saves. Both in Torian. So definitely going to be finishing this one.
Yeah, and with a crate stand-up in there, lest we forget, after everything that's happened, this run had crate stand-up. So all in all, really nice time there for Omni.
No, for sure, for sure. Yeah, that early game, it absolutely blew us away. But shout outs to both of these runners for sticking with it as long, in case of ProfessorSchool, sticking with it for as long as he could.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier, we really would love to see him in action in future tournaments. But yeah, it looks
Oh,
like Omnigazer going to be
yeah, this
winning
is
this one.
far from the end for Prof.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Saddest cutscene ever, Glove. Oh, heartbreaking.
In memoriam.
That's right, Baby Metroid from 1994 to 1994. But hyper beam shots connecting, good shooting rhythm here from Omni, and he'll be into the escape sequence in no time flat.
All right, nice 3-minute timer going through the door.
You love to see it, and I love to see not getting hung up on those barriers, those gates. Of course, a runner of these calibers, you wouldn't expect that, but I know I do every time.
Last moonfall of the game.
Well executed. Well executed.
Mm-hmm.
And a little behemoth spark there. No right side spark. Going with the optimal strat. Love it. Absolutely love it.
And your first place finisher, continuing onward in bracket with an official racetime.gg time of 47 minutes and 53 seconds, is Omnigazer. GG.
GG's Omni.
Yeah, really awesome race. Shame it had to end that way with Prof, but up until that point, we both saw these players putting on just some impressive movement showcases. All the tricks, all the ledge grabs. It was incredible to watch.
No, for sure, Glove. This was a terrific race. Definitely met or exceeded the expectations that I had. But like you said, I do. My heart absolutely breaks for Professor School. I know that was really
Mhm.
tough to go out like that. But when you get thrown off the horse, you get back in that saddle and you keep on riding. But it looks like we will be joined by Professor School and Omni. So we'll wait for Omni to jump up here. I jumped the gun a little bit, but we do have Professor School here. So GG, and now they're both in the room. There you go. A little
GG's.
stall, and now they're here. So GG's to you both.
GG's, thank you.
Oops. Sorry, my audio was off. Do you hear me?
Loud
Yeah,
and
we can
clear,
hear you
Omni.
now.
Oh, okay. Hey everyone. What did I miss?
Not a whole lot. It was a terrific race. Fortunately, Professor School did take a death there on the lower Norfair escape, but
Oh,
you hate to see it. But like I
Yeah.
said, I don't know if you were listening to the restream, School, but still,
no, I wasn't.
I just want to say to Professor School, super proud of your participation in this
Mhm.
tournament, and I think you gave us all one heck of a show, and I think you should walk away with your head held high.
Thanks, Hockey. I appreciate that.
But how about you, Omni? You're heading on now through the lower bracket here. Still a couple of matches before your opponent will catch up, but yeah, just how's it feel?
Oh, honestly, I don't know what to say because I did not expect to win this match. Because I felt like Professor School came into this match very well prepared, and there was a lot of pressure on me, so I didn't even make any plans. I didn't even check who would be my opponent next. I'm sure you've noticed a lot of bad stuff happened in my run. Yeah, because of the pressure. I don't know if like missing the great quick kill was a good thing or bad, because I was nervous before, and after that I wasn't nervous, but I was tilted.
For sure.
So I don't know who my next opponent is. I think it's Stashio at the very least, or maybe even someone better. So yeah, that's probably gonna be the end of my tournament.
Yeah. I think first sign in and Freya's Spirit play, and then the winner of that plays Static Shock, and then the winner of that plays you.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. So best of luck to you. All three of those players are really skilled, but so are you. Both of you today put on a really great show, and you've both been improving super rapidly.
Yeah, absolutely, Glove. I completely agree with that sentiment. It can't be understated to anyone here on SG6 listening. Like, to be a mid 40s runner in KPDR, like, that is an achievement. That requires hundreds and hundreds of hours of practice and runs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. Best of luck to you, Omni, with the future of the tournament, and best of luck to you, Prof, with your future Super Metroid endeavors. I believe you said you're gonna keep grinding a bit for the 45.
That's correct. I'm going to put in another couple hundred hours. I'm gonna get the 45. At least I'm gonna try, and then I'm gonna go to RBO. I will say, it's an interesting comment from Hockey about how many hours we put in and what that requires to get these times. But I think racing is just an entirely different beast, and I think what I've realized in the last year, from the 100 tournament, the GG Classic tournament, the multi-category extension tournament, and now this tournament, is there is a certain skill, and I believe this is probably present in a lot of sport, regarding the psychology of racing. And I know that the only time I'm relaxed is when I'm up against someone like Sloters, where I have absolutely no, expectation of winning, and then I go out and I PB in a race like that. And I knew Omni was a good competitor, and I knew that we were going to have the potential for a really, really close race. And I've been running 46s and low 47s all week, and everything went well. I had a super laggy crade, which I somehow survived, and then I co-jacked a super in Upper Norfair, and that led to real problems with ammo and stuff in Bubble Mountain. That's when I fell 20 seconds behind, and the wheels came off, and I was not able to right myself. And every time I had an opportunity, like on Dragon or going through Lower Norfair, I just sped up. Right? Instead of just playing normal, I sped up, and I thought, I need to make up time here. And I think that's really what cost me the race. It cost me a bad Dragon fight that lost me the opportunity to catch up. And I think I missed 6 shots or something, or 7 shots on Ridley because I was undercharging. And as a result, I took extra hits, and that's the reason why I died on the escape. And so there's a real psychology to racing, and for all of the hundreds of hours we put in, there's something different about conditioning for racing that I clearly at least have not managed to do yet. And so I think that's another important thing for people to realize when they watch these races, just how much different it is than just normal runs.
It's an excellent point, ProfessorSchool, and especially because in a race setting, like if something goes wrong, you don't reach for the reset button. You have to just soldier on. You have to lower your shoulder. So I give you the utmost credit. Both of you have just been such great runners to watch, kind of your development and also your contribution to this tournament. So thank you both.
I do want to say GG to you, Omni. You've been incredible. It was a lot of fun. We've been having a fun banter back and forth on some of the local Discord channels within the Super Metroid community. I'm really excited for Omni to have this race today, to get this win, and to have a chance to face off against someone else. So I'm going to be rooting you on in the next round.
Thanks, ProfessorSchool. Yeah, I appreciate it. I also had fun. And I completely agree with your statement. Race psychology is very important. And facing somebody like Lynx or Slaughters is not quite the same as facing a roughly equal runner. That's a lot of pressure. You know.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry about your run. I'm looking forward to watching it back and seeing what went right or wrong.
Yeah, and thank you to the commentary team, Glove and Hockey. You two are incredible. It's always fun to have you guys call a race of mine. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. It's our
Absolutely.
absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure, ProfessorSchool.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome. Well, yeah, with all of that out of the way, be sure to go follow both of these runners for even more amazing Super Metroid content. Go follow ProfessorSchool, go follow omnigazer, and if you would be so kind, follow the commentary team as well. I've been Glove, and I've been joined today by Hockey. And from all of us here at SpeedGaming, we'll see you next mission.